Hi, welcome to Trading with Happier. I just want to do a quick video about the importance of tracking data and how it's actually a really useful tool to actually determine where your sell target should be, and how to actually identify what the probabilities are within your trade. Before we go forward, just to let you know I'm not a financial advisor. Trading is risky, and if you choose to trade, you do so at your own risk. The tickers and the information I'm talking about is based off of my experience, my strategy, and it's for education purposes only. So let's go ahead and get into it. So what I want to talk about is data collection. One of the reasons why I want to talk about data collection is because a lot of new traders don't really know where they should be taking profits in their trade. As traders, we don't know how far the trade's going to go in our favor, and oftentimes new traders will either end up holding too long and turn a winning trade into a losing trade, anticipating more gains, or they end up selling too early and leaving a lot of money on the table. I know a lot of consistent traders out there, before they even enter into a trade, they oftentimes will have an idea of where they're going to be selling their trade out of. And it's not just based off of chart like direction or how fast the chart's going. They also want to know what the potential of the move is. You oftentimes will hear a trader, talking about a ticker or symbol that they were trading and saying, my thought process would go from this price to this price. Well, how do they come up with that type of a scenario? A lot of that comes down to experience within the markets, understanding of how far their edge potentially can go. A lot of it also comes down to what I believe is data collection. So if we look at July's data, the ABCD patterns suggested that it had a 76% chance, 76% profitable or gain that you can actually make on the trades. And if you were to trade this, you would actually get that. If you were to, cut your losses very quickly, you'd probably get that maybe 6% at a time compared to the entire month. Which you can see that right here is that the max profitability was 6%. Now, the reason why I'm actually having this 76.08 is because some of the trades last month, such as this one right here, was running up pretty high. And because I'm taking the average probabilities of the moves, well, that's also where it's coming from, is it's taking some of these big probabilities of those big moves and it's averaging out, which gives us this number. But what I've also started doing was this right here. And what this basic table does is it takes the probabilities of each pattern and it'll count of how many of these tickers will actually fall within a certain range. And so if I'm looking at a 15% gain, I know that I can hit 15% more frequently throughout the market because my averages is between a minimum of 20 and a maximum of about 40. So if I'm going to be trading, I'll be looking for the averages up here. Now, traditionally, when I'm looking at this, if it's fairly accurate, which I can determine that based off of what it looks like, I'll round down by 10. And in the new month, what I normally do is I'll actually take that number and round down by 10. And because the data right here was actually suggesting that I can take up to a 30 or even a 20% gain, what I started doing in August was still looking for that 20 to 30%. Now, I've only traded, I traded 3 times this month, and I'm down a total of 83.21. And one of them was because this one right here was because I actually took a swing trade over. So this is technically not from this month. This was technically from last month's. I stated that on my July's recap. But my trades right here, I've been able to keep pretty small. Today's trades was a mixture between Robinhood and BTBT. And so I ended up cutting BTBT because the pattern just didn't work out. As the data started coming in and I started collecting more data, I started realizing the probabilities that I was aiming for was incorrect. You can see here that it says the ABCD pattern, which is my pattern that I trade, has a 22% probabilities or 22% gain that you can actually have, or percent-wise that you can actually go for a sales target. But then when I look at this section over here, the higher probability for me to actually take profits from the market currently is at 15%. So going forward, I'll actually be aiming for a 15% sell target, and that way I can get that sell target more frequently until data comes in and tells me otherwise. Some of these other larger ones that you're seeing here, that's just because there's not enough data to actually determine that there's maybe one trade on each, or maybe two, like one or two. I think for the gap and crack reversal, there's only one. And for the breakouts, there's only two trades. So there's just purely not enough data. One of the things that I started doing was breaking down the pattern and the time of day. So I got these new charts down here, and I have them based off of what the patterns are, and it's going to give me a better understanding of what time frame I should actually be looking to trade. And for some of you guys who's been watching my videos, you'll know that I haven't been getting a lot of consistent sleep. I've been going to sleep around 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Some days, like this morning, I actually didn't sleep until 10 o'clock in the morning, and I went to sleep at 10, woke up at like 2 in the afternoon. And so what I'm looking for is trying to find more consistency of what patterns I should be looking at and what time of day, so that way if I do end up going to sleep a little bit later, I can wake up and still be able to trade. So off the ABCD patterns, I noticed that my time frames that I could actually be waking up around is between 9, 9:30, and oftentimes they're actually happening at 11, 12, and pretty much between 9:30 and 12:30, I can start looking for wedge patterns or ABCD patterns. A lot of them are happening at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's still plenty of opportunities in the afternoon. So that's one of the things that I want to quickly go over, is the importance of tracking the trades, even for trades that you're not actually in, and that way it gives you a better idea of where your profit targets should actually be at. So I did also want to give a quick shout out to this guy. He actually sent me a link to help me develop the charts right here, or the graphs right here for the time of day, and that was pretty useful. I was able to figure out how to do it based off that information that I found. So again, thank you for that. So also let me know in the comments below, do you guys use data to actually determine where your sell targets are going to be? How do you determine the sell targets if you don't use data? And do you guys actually find tracking your trades and tracking data information kind of useful for your trading strategy? I'd love to know that. That's pretty much it for this video. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for any notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.